The task force has a monumental task ahead to determine if it's possible to heal centuries of harm from slavery, discrimination, and disparities by identifying real reparations.
America owes us the whole damn country, because if it's an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth and a life for a life, they owe us the whole damn country.
Some community members believe any reparation should start with reconciling the generational damage done to Black residents, including families whose properties were seized and communities that were pushed out, leading to generations of inequity in housing and businesses.
We weren't allowed in other communities because there were statutes that said no Black person could live in those communities.
I watched my father work until he died because he did not have access to capital, because he could not grow his business. This is generational.
Oakland City Council member Carol Fife is working locally to research impacts of similar concerns in West Oakland and believes solutions will come from addressing the root causes.
All of these things have a direct connection to, once again, what was taken from the Black community. And at some point, we got to make it right.
The working group says reparations will go to Black California residents whose ancestors were living in the United States in the 19th century. Now they're looking to determine more specific eligibility requirements like residency and time frame.
We're the first in the nation to study and develop reparations proposals for African Americans. And so it's important to get this right because we're setting a precedent for other states and localities and also for the federal government as well.
While similar efforts have stalled in the U.S. Congress, by their July 2023 report deadline, Assemblymember Mia Bonta says she's committed to seeing that the California legislature take action.
We have an expectation and a desire to be able to take the reports and the work of this task force and put it into actions.
In Oakland, Valina Jones, NBC Bay Area News.
All right, let me start it off since I live in the state of California. So I've been hearing a lot about this reparation the past year or so. And, I guess we talked about it one time, I believe, last year or something like this about reparation, how they're looking at it. Now they're taking proper steps of who they're going to pass it to. Now, what I believe is, at the number, they're looking at, giving out, $5 million to people, to Black people for reparation. And the thing is, it's like, it's going to go by, I don't know how many years, maybe it's 20 or 25 plus, but they're gonna look at, long-term residents of people who live in California. So I'm thinking probably gonna be 10, 15 to 20 years. But, if this all go well, this could be huge. This could show all other states like, if California, I love, even though it's high, expensive here as hell, California, they be doing some stuff. They be passing the bills. For instance, Bruce Beach, down in I think it's El Segundo, it was a property of I forgot the names of Black people who owned that type of land almost 100 years ago, and then they gave it back to the residents of the family. But the thing is, I heard last week, the families resell the property back for $20 million. Personally, I believe they should have sold them. That was, I think, the LA. Kind of low bottom. I think they should have been 50 or more, but it is what it is. But back to reparation. This is very exciting news. I'm still more of a, I want to see really what happens so I can actually believe it. But just to keep hearing it, noise and noise and noise. This is like modern times. Like we can honestly say, reparations could possibly happen to for our Black people to get money. This could be a huge leap for us in the Black community. So we can definitely that could be definitely start of building Black communities, building Black businesses, and hopefully one day maybe our generation or next generation, we could be the #1 race of money of making money. Having our own land and having access to all that type of stuff. So. Right now, I'm here in California. I'm just watching. I'm just being patient. If I'm on the key today, it might not happen, but you never know. So I'm definitely keep my eyes open, and I'm definitely, listening to see what's up. But if it comes up in the next couple months, or in the end of this year. So that's my take on it.
Wonderful.
Okay, this is my issue about. Go ahead. Or you gonna go, Hakeem?
No, go ahead, brother. No, go ahead. Because
No,
I'm
I
still.
want to say what happened? Delay?
No, I'm still gathering my thoughts. No, go ahead. No.
Oh, you just got your first of all, I want to give a shout out to Jabari. He was the one that gave us this topic on the aspect of the reparation, what's going on in California. Of course, Jordan spoke about it last year, which he did. I remember he spoke about it last year, and we actually did a take on it. But now they're going more and more in depth. But this is my issue about reparation, okay? Yes, let's say if the bill does pass, you think they're gonna spend it in their community, or they're gonna go right back to the white community and spend it on them? Let's keep it a buck here. It doesn't make any sense to have now. I get the aspect. A lot of black people's stuff was stolen from them in the past. Some of that is a historical fact. However, this is the only problem. A lot of black people have now mixed their genetics with white folks. So that means if you're gonna pay reparation to them, you gotta pay reparations to white folks now, because remember, some of them are mixed now with the same genetics as blacks. So it's a whole nother issue, which is gonna get messier and messier and messier. And not only that, Jordan and Hakeem is actually gonna bring more division than ever before if this does pass in California. Because let's keep it real, if it passes in California, guess what's next? Florida's next. New York is next. Alabama's next. Georgia is next. And some of them people ain't going to be with it because it's messy. It doesn't make any sense. And the only problem with black people, I think, and Dr. Claude Anderson used to say it all the time, we don't have group economics. Group economics, that's the issue. Like the lady was saying about her father, how he worked his day in his life to make ends meet. The reason why he worked days in his life, because black people in that community wasn't shopping at his shop. If we understand the aspect of group economics, I promise you, reparation will even be in the talks. But we don't have group economics. And I guarantee you, Hakeem and Jordan, I guarantee you, if it does pass, they're going to buy Rolls Royce, they're going to buy Phantoms, they're going to buy a house on the hills, and they're going to say, forget the black community, forget the hood, forget everything. I guarantee you that. Watch. That's my take.
My brother, you are so powerful, and I'm going to just come back with the alley-oop. The reparation conversation still doesn't mean anything to us because systemically we still have certain practices in place that is going to bring us back to poverty. What about the 2 million black men in jail? Are they going to be rich slaves when the reparations, by the time they pass? Is dudes still in there from the 1950s who ain't been out, who are descendants of slaves? What are we going to do there? Are we going to start unlocking the jails and do that? Are we going to stop redlining? Are we going to stop predatory lending? Or the white boy's going to say, okay, I'll play fair today. So there's a bunch of things. You can give us a bunch of money, like my brother said. We're going to take it right and put it back in Gucci, Fendi, Balenciaga's, and who clearly doesn't respect us. They clearly do not respect us. So that's why I say I never like to get into reparation talk. And this is why Jordan said something earlier about buying our own land. That's the only key thing. If we're able to get the money and separate ourselves, and I don't want to talk like that, but let's be honest, regardless of how it looks, we can be in the city now and it's still not fair. I can apply for 100 jobs. A person who's not black can apply for the same 100 and get 100 callbacks, and I'm only going to get maybe 10% of that. This is what it means by systemic. This is why money doesn't really matter when there's certain systematic systems in place to keep us back. The money will give us maybe 4 spots on the monopoly board, but you're not going to go around and get 200, nigga. That's my take. That's all I got to say.
No, I didn't know Jordan had something else to say. I know Jordan has something else to say.
Good. I'm good.
No, but the funny thing is about this whole reparation situation is black people have we have an economic issue. Like Dr. Clark Anderson said, he's a guru. He's been around for years, so he knows. He knows the habit black people have. We will not be able to spend the money within our community. And I guarantee you, like Hakeem said, and like I stated earlier, we're gonna spend that money and we're just gonna get it right back to them. And the funny thing is, Hakeem and Jordan, they know that. That's why I think they are gonna do it, because they're gonna show you the idiocy of black people and how we got ignorance and we don't understand how money truly works. That's why I think they're gonna do it. And what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Go ahead, Hakeem.
The last point I say is, if we're smart, a lot of ADOS people, this would work if our people from the diaspora would welcome us to other countries. Because let me tell you something, the most powerful people in the world are Black Americans.
Yeah.
The most powerful people in the world are Black Americans. They're the greatest inventors. They're the greatest stylistically. We could change waves. If we was to get reparations and do not let the American government benefit and go to other places and build new communities for ourselves where we could be safe and thrive and be dominant, then I can agree with that. But I'm not going to support that until we release the systems and release the 2 million brothers that are still locked up in jail. I don't want rich slaves. That's what they're gonna be. They'll just have a ticket over their head and they're gonna die in prison. Where the money gonna go? Back to probate court?
There you go.
Because you know that's what happens with people who got money. You know, there's tons of black people with money who died, and the money go right back to the court system and probate. Go look it up. That's my last take.
This is why you gotta like, share, subscribe, and shout out to you, Jabari, for giving us this topic. We really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. We do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Hope to see you there. Let us know what you think about the reparation talk. Thank you for tuning in to KR Culture Radio. We over and out.
Peace.
Peace.